Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Thursday, February the 22nd, 2024. Thursday, February the 22nd. Well, remember there was this little coffee shop where when people are meeting each other, it's this one round table in this little room, and we could never figure out where was this place. There was nothing in the windows. It had stuff, shelves, and some knickknacks on the wall. That's where Maxie and Sasha were. Well, guess what? Maxie and or Sasha, I think, said the name because when they got to Charlie's to meet with Cody, well, they ran into Cody and Spinelli, or so Maxie thought they ran into him, but really Cody had already texted Sasha saying, "Bring Maxie over here," right? The name of the place, everybody, and I swear this is the first time I've ever heard the name. The name of the place is the Haven Bistro. The Haven Bistro. Has anyone ever heard of that? But that's the name. It was not all the other places, because now I can't even think of one is called, I think, Cherie. That's the new one where they showed it's not the Port Charles Grill where Cyrus works. So we have another little place. Okay. I was so happy somebody finally said the name. So now we have interesting. Cyrus got wired up and Anna was all micromanaging him, and he's like, "I know what to do." He's like, "I don't need you to tell me how to do this." He's thinking, "I'm the master manipulator." Come on now, Anna. And she's like, "I just want," he goes, "Nope, I got this." So they had it arranged that the guards would bring the guy to the service and not come back to get him for a while, which will give Cyrus an opportunity to talk to this guy. See, Cyrus does have that cult ability, that cult leader ability to kind of, for get under your skin and gain your confidence as if he's on your side, right? Now, when Cyrus was here before, when he was mob boss Cyrus, he didn't have that persona. He had the "I will kill you all," no nonsense. "I'm chief of staff of this hospital as I'm using it to import all my drugs, just keeping track on how many people are overdosing on it." I mean, he had a horrible persona. It was not trust gaining, likable, none of that, right? Now he's, to me, even more deadly because people don't see him coming. If you didn't know his past, you wouldn't know how deadly this Cyrus can truly be, right? Now, everybody that was around, which was everybody back in the day when he was doing all that, when he was Cyrus, the mob boss, they knew his persona and knew his personality. So now they're looking at this Cyrus and they're saying it's an act, which it is, because they know the difference. But people that never knew him, they wouldn't know that what he is truly capable of. I am so happy they have not had Sasha run into Cyrus. I am so happy. She does not need that in her life. And I'm happy they're not just capitalizing on more pain on Sasha. Please don't even do it. GH. But anyway, he's wired. He goes in, and of course, as he's cleaning up the Bibles, picking them up, he starts talking to the guy that's inside. I don't know his name, don't care. And he starts gaining his confidence. And Anna and Dante have their headphones on. And of course, who comes in wanting to pull the plug on the whole operation? John Cates. And John is, you went around me, you went around my back, and blah, blah, blah. And this is over. I'm pulling the plug. And they're like, wait a minute. We have something that's working. We're all supposed to be on the same side. Why are you trying to interfere? And Dante's like, something is not adding up here. You would think you would want to let our plan, our operation succeed. You could blow months of work that I've done. And Dante's like, well, for one, it wouldn't blow months of work. You know, if we don't get the answers we want, it hasn't blown anything. Because if Cyrus doesn't get the guy to talk to him, Cyrus' cover is not blown. The guy just didn't feel like confessing his soul, right? I was thinking, okay, something's up. So now, this is also what makes us think something's up. Selena brings Sunny on her property, and they do roundabout to get to this back house she has, or way somewhere in her property in the back. You know, that's people don't really know about. And he goes, I didn't think you were bringing me here to tour your property. She's like, just wait. You know, so she takes him to it's a little one room shed house. And there's the guy gagged up, the guy that's been snitching. And she goes, we haven't been able to get him to talk. And she unrolls all these little tools, right? All these torture tools. And I'm looking at the torture tools, and I'm looking at the guy sitting in the chair, and I'm thinking, why don't you look like they used any of those torture tools on you? There's not an ounce of blood on this guy. There's not no cuts. There's not no bruises. Look like they just had him gagged up and may have punched him somewhere on the shoulder, because when she walked around, she put her hand, I can't do it because, she put her hand, and he kind of flinched a bit, but he could have flinched because that's his boss touching him, because that spot wasn't bloody. So it's not like he was cut, shot, stabbed, none of that there. So Sonny walks over, grabs some shears, and it wasn't believable to me. He goes, normally I have people do this. But since you are working for the slime that tried, for the people that are trying to kill me, that shot at me with my little girl nearby, I'm gonna do this myself. And I thought, ooh, okay, Sonny, let's see it. Show us what you got. Well, Sonny didn't stab him. He didn't cut off an ear. He didn't take a finger and cut that finger off. You know what I'm saying? He didn't do. I'm like, Sonny, you should have had your men there. You're not used to getting blood on your hands like that, because that blood would have splattered a bit on Selena's white coat. And, only thing he did was scare the guy. So, of course, after Sonny, does his Sonny death stare, glare, and Selena's looking like, yeah, get it. Mm-hmm. And I'm just saying, Selena, it makes you look weak. I'm sorry. You couldn't get the answers yourself, mob boss. Come on. You had to go to the mob boss, the head of the table, to try to, that guy should have had his legs already broken. Should be half in and out of consciousness, Selena. Come on. Step up your game. She had Cody beat up worse than this guy. This guy didn't even look touched. So, needless to say, of course, he says, I never met with the guy in charge. The person that paid me, that I would give the information to, he never told me his boss's name because he could not fully trust me. And I didn't want to know, I didn't need to know his boss's name. You know, our business was being transacted. And so he goes, the only thing I could tell you, because Sonny's like, well, then you're no good to me. Oh, with these shears. He goes, the only thing I can tell you is when he was on the phone talking to his boss, he called him Stone. And Sonny looked. And I'm thinking, uh-oh, right? And so he says, how bad do you want to live? And so the guy looked at him like, huh? Sonny said, you want to live? This is what you're going to do. So now, of course, this guy's going to be double agent. But anyway, and end up dead because we all know him from Adam. When he said that, Sonny and Selena went outside. Well, they went outside, and then when Sonny came back, he pretty much told him, you're going to work for us. But anyway, when they went outside, she said, you seem to know that name. He said, I do. I used to know a Stone. He says, he was very important to me. He is no longer with us. It's been decades. But his FBI brother, John, is in town. Because he goes, Stone Cates, and his FBI brother, John Cates, is in town. And interestingly enough, John has a son named Stone. Even though John Stone should only be young, he should be young, seriously, because John still is in contact with Robin, even though John was Stone's older brother. He didn't have any kids, especially none that he named Stone, because Stone was still alive back then, right? So his son, he might be using his son's name as the persona. But then Sonny says it's interesting at the same time, now John Cates is in town. And so he goes, Selena says, what a convenient position. And Sonny said, and he's over the case involving the mob bosses being killed. And she's like, how convenient. Gives him all access. So Sonny's like, yeah, like I smell a rat. And at that time, see, that's when they flip back to the scene where John walks in to PCPD and Anna and Dante and the other techs are listening. So the look on his face, everybody, I never trusted him at all to begin with. And now that bit of information came out, I thought, okay, that would make sense if it was him. Because understand this, Brennan, who was over the WSB, when the shipment got hijacked, okay, Brennan and John Cates could be working together. Brennan has always been after Sonny's WSB, They could be trying to wipe out the organized crime to be the only operation in town as pikemen. I think we're going to get some really good tie-ins. I really, really do. I believe that. So let's see how that story unfolds. But let me tidy up uh, Sasha, Maxie, Cody, and Spinelli. So of course, Christina has instituted karaoke night, so we'll see it on and off. And Cody found out that one of the ways back in the day that Maxie and Spinelli got together was he serenaded her with karaoke, blah blah blah. So they were going to try to get that done, and Maxie's like, they're like, "Are you guys going to sing? What are you going to sing?" She goes, "Oh no no no, I don't sing." Right? Spinelli's the one that sings, and he goes, but no, no, he wasn't going to do it tonight because then he realizes, oh no, they're setting me up, right? Cody setting me up. So Cody gets up there and he calls Sasha up. Come on, Sasha, sing a duet. They sounded horrible. Woof, bad. But anyway, but anyway, Spinelli got up there and he sang this love song pretty much, low melody to Maxie. And she's getting all into it. But you know what, everybody? He didn't sound good at all. I could remember back in the day, Spinelli could hold a tune, but to me, he did not hold a tune at all. Oh, I think Maxie got caught up in the nostalgia, right? So after he came down, Sasha and Cody saw them the way they were looking at each other. So they goes, you know what, it's hot in here. We're gonna go get some air. So they go outside and they're like, do you think it's working? Do you think it's working? And Maxie and Spinelli are talking. And Maxie had told Spinelli, bottom line, she didn't want him to move out. She liked having him there. And he was like, he liked being there too, but whatever. So then after the serenade, um, they're looking at each other. And then, of course, they kiss. And Maxie was all into it. Of course, Spinelli was into it ever since last year, ever since last decade, ever since last decade and a half. He'd been into that, right? So after a good minute of this kiss, Maxie kind of pushes back, like, oh my God, what's happening? What's happening? And he looks at her and she looks at him and she goes, I gotta go. She picks up her purse, picks up her coat, runs out of Charlie's, runs past Sasha and says, we gotta go now. And Sasha's like, oh, okay, gotta go, Cody. So she runs off, right? So of course, Spinelli's they didn't get to it. Spinelli's gonna talk about, oh, I shouldn't have kissed her. Now there's a problem. This is what I did. Yeah, whatever. Come on now. Maxie only jerked up because she liked it, right? And she doesn't know how to deal with her feelings about Spinelli yet. So Cyrus is actually getting the guy to talk. Anna Andate's talking to John, who's still trying to be disruptive. But the techs still got their infos on. They're listening to everything. And he was saying, yeah, that he feels nobody's on his side in there and he's a target and blah, blah, blah. And he started to just unburden himself to Cyrus. So we already know it's going to be halted. They're not going to get the information that fast. John Cates is going to make a call to the prison say, get him out of there, right? And Cyrus is going to get this close, but no cigar. Because they're not going to allow this mystery to be solved this fast. So anyway, we have Carly and Drew. Drew, remember, Carly was pissed at Drew for, antagonizing Nina now. Now Nina's got an even bigger instrument to spew her venom and try to make Carly's life hell. And he goes, that's why I need to stop Nina. To stop her for good. She's got deep pockets to that. And Carly said, Drew, I can't be consumed with hate and revenge. Life is too short. She goes, he goes, I know. She goes, I can't be involved like this. And so she says, you promised me that you were not going to take revenge against Nina. The only way for us to move, just let Nina do whatever she's going to do. She wants us to notice her. She wants to get a reaction out of us. If we don't get it, give it to her. That she loses, she's already lost everything. She's lost Sunny. She's lost her daughter. She's lost her access to her grandchildren. She's lost this magazine. Doesn't matter that she's got a publishing gig. It doesn't matter. Everything that truly matters to her, she lost it. Just let's live our life now. And he goes, Carly, you don't get to dictate how I feel about Nina. She goes, I would never want to dictate how you feel. You can, I'm sure, she goes, I hate her. She goes, but I cannot be consumed by hate and revenge. I cannot. I used to be that. She says, I can't go back. I can't do that anymore, nor do I want to. She goes, I can't tell you what to do. I can't, get you to feel the way I feel. You have every right to hate Nina. You're the one who sacrificed yourself. Well, he started to say, I went to, and he stopped himself. She goes, you can say it. You went to jail for me. You sacrificed the time with your daughter for me. You wouldn't have gotten beaten within an inch of your life if it wasn't for me. And he says, no, Carly, I would do it all over again because I love you. He says, but I wanted to know who turned us in. And now that I know, and I know it was Nina just out of vengeance and jealousy, just to do it. He goes, no. He goes, yeah, you're right. I am a different, because she goes, you're a different person. I don't even, he goes, I am a different person. I am. He says, I thought I was going to die. And now I know this happened to me just because. And he should have said, and I was out, when she was enacting this plan, I was out bringing back her aunt to save her child, right? But he didn't say that because he still would have did everything he could to save Willow. So anyway, he says, so no, I am not forgiving Nina, and I am going to make her pay. So Carly says, and that's your decision. She says, but here's the deal. When I said I would be the editor of Crimson, you promised me that there would be no more revenge actions against Nina. And now you're saying you can't live up to that. So she walked over to her desk, she picked up the issue, she said, and she handed it to Drew, the issue of the magazine that she just put out. She said, so this is my first and my last edition as editor-in-chief of Crimson Magazine. And she turned and she walked out the room. And I said, go ahead, Carly, go ahead. Right? You're going to let this man just, because not that Nina should get away with everything, but he's trying to one up her to see if, to have the last lick, to at last and another first lick. And all that's doing is making Nina dig her heels in more. See, and with Valentine, now what's going to happen is Nina is going to do something so publicly bad. See, and Nina would do it to herself. And then Willow, Sunny, Michael, Olivia, I don't care how she hides behind, that's the new person I hired. That's that new editor. I had nothing to do with it. None of them will believe it. She will be catch me out cheesing when the edition comes out. Here, Carly. Until the true reaction of everybody in the town comes out. And then she'll sit back and say, I didn't do it. That was my new editor, bad boy. And why is everybody mad at me? Carly and Drew were the ones that committed the crime. They committed the crime. See, that's probably going to be the first thing she's going to report on. How they got away with insider trade. See, but it's going to all backfire. What Carly is saying, Nina will implode on herself. Let her. Drew needs to just let her, and she will implode on herself. So, anyway, that was it for Thursday's episode. Let's go to comment corner. Comment corner. Let me set my trusty dusty timer. Okay, Kim says, I truly believe GH people read our comments because you said, you see, they brought, I'm just going to say her name, Selena Wu back. And then Lisa says, Go Mad Grunge against Carly, brought on because Nina stole Sonny from his family and Carly didn't bow down and forgive her. I agree that Sonny has been hit from every direction with his family not trusting him. He has reached his limit. Cyrus is just a cult leader to these guys. You would think he would be in danger like everyone else. I know, wouldn't you think so? Ava will still listen in even if Sonny didn't keep her in the room. Selena wants her poker games to keep going. Target or not, she wants to make money from those set up games, which means guess who she's going to try to have to rope back in? Cody. He's not going to want to do it. Ava's ear is still listening in the conversation. She will give Curtis a heads up about Selena. No, Ava and Curtis are not friends. Nina and Curtis are friends. And it was Selena already had her heads up from Curtis. That's why she was over at Sunny's. I am says Ava never involved herself or shared criminal business with Curtis. That's true. Lisa says Nina had to stick her nose in Crimson's office. Nina didn't earn the spot as publisher editor of the paper. It was a pity job given to her by Valentine. Nina is so jealous of Carly. Carly is sick of Nina. Even if Drew was not going after Nina, she would need to still go after Carly. Oh, Carly's always been Nina's main target. Drew is just a byproduct. Drew is the one fueling the fan, Nina's excuse to keep going after Carly. Nina always, 100%. And to be fair, Nina didn't earn the spot as publisher. Carly didn't earn the spot as editor. So it's tit for tat. But guess what? Drew was Nina's boss. And Drew found out his employee got him sent to jail. So Drew, I ain't mad at Drew. for firing Nina. Um, and then Lisa continues to say a proper gossip piece in the paper with news about several people would be good. That will be about Drew and Carly only. I know. Love the smut queen name. Very appropriate. And then Jocelyn will talk to Spinelli to find info for her. Spinelli into finding info for her. Jocelyn is going to go find Dex and bring him back into danger. Yes, he will. Sonny wanted him to go out of town, and he is doing or going out of town. She thinks she can bring him back. He wrote her a goodbye letter and left. He wouldn't just return because she wants him to. And Spinelli needs to open his eyes. He and Maxie both enjoy spending their evenings together. Neither of them want Spinelli to move out. They need to talk to each other. They are cute with each other. They've always been cute, or Spinelli's always been cute, but Maxie has always felt, Spinelli was beneath her. She really has, always. You know, she never took him seriously. Clemmy says, I am leaning more towards Jagged. He looks a little suspicious and hates Sonny bad enough. He just needs to find out who the rat is in his organization. Yes, Sonny, I know. And then I am says, I like the mature Maxie and Spinelli together. I guess Alexis is going to allow Gregory and Nina to throw her integrity to the wind for sakes. Nina will also likely do an article on Morgan and with Olivia dead to target Carly. Oh, no, 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 no. She better not, because you want to know who that's truly targeting? Sonny. And if she wants to feel the wrath of Sonny about bringing up his dead son, oh, she ain't seen nothing yet. Ava is subtly flirting with Sonny, and he's trusting her more and more. Glad to see Miss Wu. Curtis and Portia are going to go crazy with the card games back. Tracy's Tracy's handling hearing Alexis as Gregory's +1 well. No, she ain't. Watch, she ain't handling it well. P. Merrill says, if Nina does an article on Morgan, that's relating to Olivia Jerome's death, heaven help her. See, it's what I said. She'll have Sonny and Carly on her behind. Drew will try to hold Carly back, LOL. Why doesn't Nina realize that targeting Carly will not get her closer to Sonny or Willow? Because she doesn't care. She is her mother's daughter. She's Madeline. And look, that DNA is hateful, vengeful, evil, just like Nell was. And then Richard says facts to P. Merle. Denzel says, now that I'm thinking of it, I'm thinking now the shooter can be Jagged. Remember, Jagged never liked Sonny from the jump, so it could be Jagged. It could be. But I call him John because they're not doing the justice. They're not doing the character of Jagged justice at all. So this is John Cates. Denzel says, yesterday, the 21st episode was okay, but the GH episode 22nd was also good too. I definitely see Carly going to end things with long neck Drew. He had listened, he should have listened to Carly. That way that would have still kept his relationship with Carly. Long neck Drew needs to help and stop going after Nina. Oh, he needs help and stop going after Nina. DB says, I'm here for the Spinelli times Maxie happily ever after, because who else would ever work out? Who else does it ever work out with? I know. Well, Spinelli and Ellie were the best couple. I really love Spinelli and Ellie. Please don't make Brick be against Sunny. Brick is not against Sunny. And Carly is really involved with evolving. So proud of her movement forward for now. Let's play Nina. Let Nina play in the mud by herself. Carly would only go after Nina if Nina went after her kids. But it wouldn't just be Carly. Like I said, Nina's going to ultimately make the most mistakes. Brenda says, you're right, First Lady, because we don't know what's going to happen, but Cyrus is going to be talking about it on the radio. Laura and Anna put himself in a bad situation. He did. I mean, they did, and I don't get it. And then Brenda says the question is, was she mob boss or Ava and Julian working together? Was she mob boss or Ava and Julian working together? That Julian will always get caught up in things. They they were in mob world. Julian was working with anybody. Um, Olive, Cyrus, who else? I don't know who's Olive. Oh, Olivia, Cyrus, and who else? Well, it was a whole mob boss family. Ava was the newest in that line. She didn't grow up with uh the family, the Jerome empire. You know, she was raised over there where with Delia in Ryan's Hope Land. But she found out she was a Jerome and, kind of weaseled her way in a bit, but not as deep as Olivia. Olivia was truly a boss, mob boss's daughter, and took over evil. And then Clemmy says, sorry, everyone, but Brick is beginning to look more and more like the culprit. No, he is not. He knows Sonny's business inside and out. He may even have Jason hid. And then Scanonofo, the actor who plays him, would never allow himself to play a snitch. He's really into how he's represented. That is so true. And we're talking about Stephen A. Smith. He, uh, even though General Hospital is a hobby, is a commentary, Maurice Bernard was the one that was very instrumental in making Stephen A. Brick's character a reoccurring and have an important role in General Hospital. They would not make Brick be a bad guy. They're not going to. They would retire that character as us never seeing him again because, he'll say, I talked to Brick on the phone. I mean, before they make Brick be a bad guy, it's just not going to happen. And I would hate there's no need for that to happen, right? And then Sherry says, Sonny should listen to Selena. Wait, Sonny should tell Selena, have your card games, just not at the Savoy. I know, what's up with that? And then Gloria says, absolutely. And Lucy says, the Jackal and his Maximista are good as just friends. All right, that's it for Comment Corner. Comment Corner. I got through all of them. I'll be back tomorrow for another daily recap of General Hospital.